Hershey Sports Arena, Hershey, Pennsylvania. The year, 1962. Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain and his Philadelphia Warriors are facing off against the New York Knicks. The crowd is at half capacity, and the game isn't even televised because at this point, hardly anyone in the world cares about basketball. But it doesn't matter. This game is a game that will ring through eternity in the world of professional sports. This is the night that Wilt dropped 100 on him.
Rogers, inside to Annals, to Chamberlain. He's got it. History being written tonight in Hershey. The big man has broken the record and he's gone for more. We're just conjecturing here how many can he make. The guesses are running as high as 100.
One of the most unstoppable forces in the history of pro sports. That's one of the most unbeatable records in the history of pro sports. And all we have to show for it is some audio from the fourth quarter and this legendary picture. It's a tragedy, really, but we still remember it and we still talk about it, and at least we marvel at the mere idea that it happened at all. I mean, it's the career high of all career highs. There is no other record out there quite as glowing and mythical as Wilt's 100 piece. But there are a bunch of other interesting career highs in NBA history that you may not know about that'll make you go, oh damn, I didn't know about that, or that's pretty cool, or okay. So hop in and buckle up. We're headed back into NBA history to take a look at some overlooked career highs that deserve a little more love. Number 1, Scott Skiles, 30 dimes.
The Denver Nuggets gave up close to 164 points a game in the preseason. T.R. Dunn connects.
The 1990-1991 Denver Nuggets, coached by Paul Westhead, played lightning fast, shot as much as possible, played absolutely no defense, and really, really sucked. They finished the season first in scoring and last in points allowed. I guess you could say their run and gun 3-heavy style was far ahead of its time, but so far ahead that they were absolute trash. Brick. The Nuggets finished the season 20-62 and had a bunch of games where the opponent put absolute 2K numbers on them, which is where Scott Skiles comes in. Now, I'm being a little ironic with that badass rock and roll intro, but this unassuming point guard for the Orlando Magic and a few other teams had a nice career in the league. His best season being 1991, where he averaged 17, 3, and 8 with 41% from beyond the arc. His best game was probably December 30th, 1990, against Westhead's Denver Nuggets.
100, a tie ball game with 5 minutes left. Charlotte won it going away. The Nuggets have never lost to the Magic as they face them for the second time this year. Denver won.
In this 155-116 absolute incineration of Denver, Skiles had 22 points on 54% shooting, 6 rebounds, and 30 assists. Yo. He had 30 assists! On that day, the Magic set a record that still stands for most points in a game. They shot a searing 57% from the field, put up 36 free throws and made 29, and Scott Skiles set an all-time NBA record for most assists in a game. That's a whooping to be preserved in the Library of Congress. Yo, 30 assists! Double-digit assists is always an impressive feat. Getting up into the 20s is rarely done. 30 dimes, That's once in a lifetime.
9 points for Liberty. All right, everybody's standing. Here it is. It goes to Reynolds. He does shoot. Scott Skiles has broken the all-time NBA record.
The all-time single-game assist list is littered mostly with the name of one man, the great John Stockton. But that number one spot, it's all Scott, baby. All Scott. Now let's move on to number 2, Joe Fulks, the OG bucket getter. Jumpin' Joe Fulks was known as the Babe Ruth of basketball in his day. He was a jump shooting innovator whose wide array of bucket getting techniques led him to become the original scoring champ for the NBA's inaugural season, way back in 1947. Fulks dropped a whopping 23 points a game on 26 field goal attempts. That's 31% shooting? Okay, so the game has evolved a bit since season 1. But you must keep in mind that back then, nobody else was putting up 20 a game. This is because there used to be no shot clock, so the strategy was essentially a game of keep away, and probably just sock the guy with the ball in the face if he tries anything funny. Lots of undersized white dudes running around stiff as a board, butts out for protection, dribbling the ball off the center of their palm, tossing up goofy hook shots like they'd rather be playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Prepare to experience a power like no other!
Yeah, not quite the dazzling, stylish product it would become when desegregation allowed more and more black legends like Wilt and Bill and Elgin and Oscar to take the court and change the game forever. But I think it's still a bit interesting to look back before the 60s set the stage for what the game is today. Like, did you ever wonder who held the original single-game scoring record? It's Jumpin' Joe. My man was fresh off World War II when he joined up with the BAA in '47, and he was immediately a strong contributor, winning the first 2 scoring titles ever and the first ever BAA title as a rookie. But it wasn't until the '49 season in which Fulks averaged a career-high 26 points a game where he would set an NBA record that would stand for another decade. Fulks had already set the single-game scoring record 3 times before, but that February night when he came out against the good old Indianapolis Jets would be the very first 60-point game in league history. Dude shot 56 times! Leaving a legacy that even Kobe struggled to live up to. His 81-point mark in '06 only took him 46 shots. You know, I guess it's easy to set records in a brand new league, but the first 60-point mark is worth note, especially in an era when scoring 70 as a team was out of the ordinary. And old Joe Fulks, the Katawa Clipper himself, he deserves to be remembered as an OG bucket getter. Number 3, Cal Badler, Foul God.
Starters.
And
There seems to be a timeout called here.
It'll be Gasol and Kobe coming to the game when we come back.
Everyone knows you get 6 fouls in an NBA game, whether it's regulation or triple overtime. No exceptions. 6 fouls, and you're out of the game. Unless you're Atlanta Hawk legend, Cal Badler.
There's my broadcast partner, Cal Badler, who was the first-round choice of the Atlanta Hawks a few years ago. Boy, look at that. I haven't seen that footage in a while.
The 6'10 power forward Cal Badler was the 17th overall pick in the 1999 NBA draft. He played in Atlanta for 3 seasons where he averaged 3 points and 2 rebounds a game on 40% shooting. Those numbers are not exactly eye-poppers, but Badler did kind of stuff the stat sheet one fateful night early in his rookie season. In a 131-95 trouncing by the Trailblazers, Badler racked up not 5, not 6, but 7 personal fouls before being ousted from the game. A post-shot clock error record that will likely never be beaten. Mostly because it was a scorekeeper's error that even occurred in the first place. Despite setting a near unbeatable NBA record that night, Badler went on to post a 4-game DNP streak in the following games. Not great. But hey, at least he has a sense of humor about it. Number 4, Walt Bellamy, 88 games. Hall of Famer Walt Bellamy is an Indiana Hoosier legend, a 1960 Olympic gold medalist, a 4-time NBA All-Star, and the holder of a strange and almost unbeatable NBA record. Following a strong early career in which he won Rookie of the Year, averaging 31 and 19 and leading the league in field goal percentage, Bellamy was traded to the New York Knicks, who rather swiftly traded him to the Detroit Pistons after the 35th game of the 1968-1969 season. The thing was, Detroit had only played 29 games to that point, meaning they had 53 more games to play, meaning Walt wound up with an extra 6 games than any regular season actually has for a given team. Well, he played them all, and now he holds the almost impossible record for most regular season games played. Unbeatable? Kind of. Number 5, Wilt Chamberlain, 48.5. And finally, we circle back to the all-time record-smashing Goliath of basketball himself, Wilt Chamberlain. The man who dropped a 100-piece. The dude who averaged 50 and 25. The cat who led the league in total assists at center because he felt like it. The guy who may or may not have had a quintuple double at one point. This man was such a superhuman that in the very same season in which he averaged 50 and 25 and hung triple digits on my Knicks, he clocked an average of better than 48 minutes a game at 48.5. No, they did not play longer games back in the day. Regulation was 48 minutes, just like it's always been. Wilt played 3,882 of a possible 3,890 regulation and overtime minutes in the 1961-62 season. And he would have played every single minute too, if it weren't for that meddling ref Norm Drucker, who double-teched and ejected him in an early January match against the Lakers, leaving him a comically close 8 minutes short of playing every single minute of every single game in a regular NBA season. That's messed up, Norm, but it takes some extra large Spaldings to jilt the stilt. I'll give you that. 48.5 minutes per game. In today's era of load management and superstars like Giannis clocking just north of 30 minutes a game, it is absolutely inconceivable that a man could pull this off. But that's Wilt Chamberlain for you. Just another brain-busting record from the king of brain-busting records. He said in his 1992 book, A View from Above, that this record out of all of them was the one that made him the most proud, which is a good choice, because it will never, ever, ever be beaten. So that's it for this NBA list. Hope you found it kind of fascinating. If you did, then please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what I missed or what you'd like to see next. And hey, thanks a lot for watching.